Okay. So this is the biggest part too of how we're gonna sell our token and the project. This ain't no meme coin. So like I stated before, like there's many issues that musicians are facing nowadays. One is high transaction fees. So again, like credit cards, they're paying at least a 5% fee. Some credit cards are more. And this reduces the earnings of the musicians. So having the soul pay, we can have more revenue for the musician and for BeatCoin itself. Um, and we have that based out with a percentage fee for each of those. And we'll go on to, I don't know if we have it in here yet, but how we're going to distribute the fees we receive as well. Um, the next problem would be limited control. So a lot of them really don't have control over their content. A lot of them are based on record labels. So this would give them like an outside world of doing their own thing and not having like, was it Republic Records or I think UMG's part of that too. Like they can do their own thing over here. And they those record labels take a large cut of their profit too. So all in all, this is going to save again them more money with promoting this through BeatCoin. And as I stated before, the next one is value depreciation. So many of them who create their own tokens often face the challenge of losing value over time. So it's hard for them to stay relevant and be in the game for a long term. It doesn't mean they have to be growing all the time, but it means they still have to be alive and functioning. There's always ways to improve as long as you still have your holders, investors in the token. And then fan engagement. So artists need a more innovative way to engage with the fans besides traditional methods. Um, and that's what we're trying to do is going to be able to you're going to be able to message or they're going to have a little forum where they can kind of talk and you can be more interactive with them. Virtual meet and greets to having personalized signed items. I mean, it's really endless of what we can do with fan engagement. And that part is hard to get in the current aspect of artists in general. So, like, I mean, many of you know, like, the best way you can really even get that is going to a concert in a way. I mean, there's just no way to really kind of like talk to them, um, and get their vibe, get their feel, uh, do a little meet and greet. I mean, like, there's small things that can be done, which I know they do meet and greets, but we're going to have virtual ones as well that say you're across country or say they are too, and you want to hop on and chat with them. So there's a few challenges that many musicians face, and we're trying to solve them. We're trying to make it, I guess, easier to one, make them more money, and also make the fans spend less money. give them more access of what they own and have them have the ability to do whatever they want with it to a certain extent, um, and keep their token alive. So that's going to be another revenue avenue for them, is having that token continually stay above water and not diminish. And then more ways just to get engagement going. Um, we have an app all the way down the road, and that's where a lot of this is going to be coming into play. So I didn't really want to dive into that too much, but that's one part of it. So then you're going to ask, hey, this is the problem. What are we going to do about it? What can BeatCoin do? So what we're going to do is give them some easy tools that they can control. They can control their merchandise and exclusive content on our platform, our website, and fans can view or purchase specific items based on the number of tokens they hold. So again, this goes back to them encouraging long-term holding and increasing the value of the musicians' tokens over time. So musician benefits part. So monetization. Bitcoin can allow musicians to monetize their work directly without the need for intermediaries. So like again, they don't have to go through the record labels. They don't have to do anything. If they want to put something up there, they can throw it on there. Simple as that. With crypto, it's just a whole different world compared to, I guess, more of the legal world, and they can do this. So that's going to be a huge thing for the musicians to be able to do, is providing content of anything they want to do and basically have control of their work. As many of you know, like they sign contracts with these record labels and they have to produce all this XYZ albums and stuff within so many years. Yeah, but what they can do here is they're not under any contract as such. They can do whatever they want, as in releasing items. And this kind of ties into logistics too. So, like, if they're offering an item, we want to have, which they probably already do, is it'll probably be sent. And this is still in the works with either from, it matters the country too, from a direct sender, or it's going to be sent to me and I will distribute that, or distributed directly from their agent or etc. Um, that's in the works there of how we're going to get items from the musicians to the people. So after this call and next week, I think we'll have that straightened out as we talk to some. And this will be updated and show revisions of everything we're going to be adding. So this will be updated as we go on and figure out challenges along the road. But we know that we can already reach out to a large artist, and maybe that'll help us get the inner workings of kind of narrowing down all of our details. So more come on that. Next one, sustainable growth. Like I just said before, they're not going to be spending the musicians' tokens. They're going to be either using BeatCoin, which we can allow only payments allowed through that, or certain items we might actually just have them pay, but it's going to be converted to USDC, but it's going to be on the Solana chain. So, I mean, the fans are going to have to pay extra if that's the case. But buying BeatCoin is going to be the most efficient way to go about this. And some items might be only available with BeatCoin. And then the last one here for the musicians' benefits is exclusive offerings. So this one's kind of cool. So again, they can offer a range of products to physical merchandise to digital content directly to their fans. Personalized messages, like I said before, signed items to the person's name. Maybe just like a happy birthday message. I mean, they can do literally anything. So, and users would have to pay, obviously, for these items. So it's just more transactions. And the more transactions the artist gets, the more profit that ends in their wallet and their token will stay afloat. So again, some of these will be token gated and they have to own a certain amount to have access to these. The next one here is fan engagement, which is a bigger portion. So access control here. So fans are incentivized to hold tokens to access exclusive content and merchandise. So like I stated before, there's going to be some items that you're going to need a certain dollar value. So as you can see here, this is the token gate we currently have, but we're going to be basing this. This is getting updated today or this weekend with dollar amounts instead of tokens, because as a token increases, it's going to be harder to get that amount of token. So it only makes sense to have a dollar value associated with these. And the discounts are going to be adjusted off of that. So like you can see here, the little picture on the right, let me zoom in. So if they own these, instead of holding coins, it'd be value of coins, and they'll receive a discount, and then they can claim it with their fan wallet or Flare. I think are the top two here. So this is what I meant by like token gating. Like, for instance, say bronze was $500 and you get 5% off. It will only apply to a certain amount it won't apply to everything. But you can use that to gain access to certain portions of the musician's items. And the more you own, again, there might be just some very, very exclusive items and maybe giveaways within those large holders. We plan on later down the road too of doing NFTs related to these artists. So you'll get an NFT just for owning a certain amount, and that'll be given out in more detail later on. But basically gives you a cool little artist NFT that can be applied and will be used for the discounts. And I mean, they can even be sold on the exchange. that's down the road, so just wanted to bring that up. Discounts based on holdings. So like stated before, they can receive discounts on products and experiences depending on, this would be the dollar amount of tokens they have. So this would add further value to their investment. So they're going to want to hold the tokens for that reason. And I mean, it's just going to increase longevity. Like, as you can see, a lot of this is longevity purposes of holding. And we want to make it very, how do you want to put it? You really want to be involved with the artist, like kind of know more about what's going on and having first word of potential like drops possibly, um, videos of the this, what do you call that, the background scenes, um, just stuff that's going on that is not really publicly available per se, but we'd have like the first glance at it and they can provide that to people. So it'd be kind of cool to see just on some concerts too of just backstage interactions and whatnot that can be utilized here. Um, we talked about this lower cost transaction fees compared to the traditional payment ones like nowadays. It's going to make it more affordable. I mean, simple as that. Guest fees are so low. What are they, like a hundredth of a penny to go to for Solana 0.00 like two. So again, costs are going to be lower, and it's just going to make it faster and easier to maintain. If you use a card, you're going to have to pay more. I mean, so it's almost telling you that you need to sorry, I'm reading chat. I'll read it after this part. I'll read the chat. Um, but yeah, basically, you just make it cheaper for fans to purchase more items. And then enhance experience. This would be the ability to offer exclusive items and experience, enhance fans' engagement and loyalty. So this all stems back to only being able to release maybe a certain hoodie only on BeatCoin. It's just endless, like of what they could do, and so that stuff we can host in the States or somewhere else to make it even more affordable. But again, it just gets experience with the artist and you get to know them better. Essentially, like having those few items. I mean, this even applies to NFTs, exclusive items. Like you might be able to purchase a 101 and have a auction of that NFT. So there's just a lot that can be utilized in this area. And then governance voting. So this is more long term, but once a Bitcoin grows, we're going to have token holders. So this is kind of what a DAO does, is they have the holders. It's almost like, so think of it like stock. You have your, let's say, top 10 stockholders, and they're in a board meeting. So they'll be able to participate in voting and allowing certain decisions to be made within Bitcoin. like any new future developments or partnerships, community initiatives, and hopefully sponsored events. So we see, I mean, we see this once we get started, we see this growing quite large. So that's going to be a big thing is governance. People want to have the right, if they own a large portion of a company, but this is a project, they're going to have a right to vote and make decisions too. It's not just going to be our team. It's going to be people that own a large percentage of BeatCoin. Okay, and then we have some messages in chat. If anyone has anything they can speak up to.
Thank you very much, Theo, for that extensive white paper review. Yeah, I think we're ready to answer a few questions. Then we'll go to the roadmap, right? Um, we have a few questions in the chat, and a little bit, people, I think guys are a bit confused about some certain things. So yeah, I think you should go through the chat, read the question through, and
Do you
give
want
us
do you
give
want
answers to
to
them.
looks like you were in there. Do you want to bring them up? Do you want to tell me what they were?
Okay, I could read that. I could read the questions to you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be great. Okay. So Toga said, talking migration. Please, guys, I'm sorry. Before we go to the questions, please, if you're not going to ask any question in the chat, please do not. Let's discuss in the chat at the moment. We just want questions from individuals that we can answer on the AMA at the moment. So after the AMAs, you can, give your ideas, share your thoughts, and all those things. Thank you very much, everyone. So yeah. Here's the first question. And Toga says, he said, token is migrated from any other one to Bitcoin. So now the question says, will there be any voting competition on Bitcoin, like gamifications, that can be seen on traditional platform? That is the question. Did you get that too?
So,
Uh,
uh, repeat that one more time, please. My mic was going off.
My mic is going off. Okay, so he said, will there be any voting competitions on Bitcoin, like gamifications, that can be seen on traditional platforms to
On
vote for which
traditional.
artist to choose and support? I think what it's talking about is like, is there gonna be any like a voting competition to like pick artists and support them through tokens, right? I think that's what it's talking about, but I don't know if you get that. I mean, you could explain better.
I think
I think
Tolga
Tolga
Majo me, please.
Nigel needs PlayStation. Oh,
Um, I think what you're getting at is kind of going after an artist. Is that what you're kind of trying to get at? Like having a voting
yeah. I
process?
think, I think yeah. Voting pass. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
I mean, it's not out of the question, but I mean, we want to get as many as we can um, right away. And I mean, the first big one is, or the first hurdle is starting with a decent sized artist that we can actually, that many people actually know about and start from there. So that would have to be a future thing, and I don't think it's out of the question though. We can, I mean, it would have to be more of a push and to give them stronger incentives. Like we would take a smaller fee for this person if we wanted to do that every so often. Um, because I
I
mean, it's
mean,
not going to be straightforward and easy just to go out and say, "Hey,
yeah.
you want to jump on our platform?" And I mean, not everyone's going to be for it. Like, so that's going to be one just tough part, and then the language barrier too with some of them. I mean, yeah, most of them aren't
Huh?
English speaking, but it you I get what you're if this is what you're referring to, I do get that. Um, but it's just the tough part is like you can't just grab someone, I guess. But
So
it is possible.
I think
Yeah, go ahead.
I think I think I think it's actually a big question because it's just like it's actually if fans could basically support um, the artist. Like, okay, maybe the artist got a community of beat guys, or maybe in beats there's like, I don't know, I don't know if you got into the aspect where you spoke about on the app that we're gonna be building. I think that is where it comes in. It's basically it's working hand in hand, right? So tell God, I think as Till said, it's gonna be something in the future. Um we're gonna be having a space like a meet and greet. I think the next phase of this AMA is gonna tell you, it's gonna answer to your question. But before that, let's go to the next questions that we have. Till, are you good? Should we move on to the next question?
Yeah, what do you have next?
Okay, so the next question goes thus. It's from Pinata. It says, basically, I think this is a good idea as most artists complain of record label deals and extortion. But how does this benefit the fans? So that's the question.
All this benefits the fans is
Yeah.
again having the exclusivity of okay, so one, you get to support the artist itself. I say you're a fan again of Post Malone. That I mean, some people even just like throw money at people. So I mean, it's not a good way of putting it, but I mean that's one way of doing it. Um, but it's the exclusivity of certain items that can be accessed that will not be available any other place. So I mean that's the bigger item is getting like more signed material. Like say you want something signed or say you want something made and you want to send it to them or something. I mean, or you want I don't even think they do this, but I could be wrong. The virtual meet and greets. Like there's that itself, like you say you want a 30-minute talk with your favorite artist, and this can be applied. But for your normal person, I guess this might be what you're related to as well. We have, which I think they'll be coming up in a few sections here. I think it'll be in the tokenomics actually, that we'll discuss on just in general of owning our token and the benefits that come along with it. So it's a new program, and Moonshot has signed with someone, not a musician or artist, but they signed with another staking program, you could say, to help prevent meme coins, which we're not, but we fall in the same bucket because we are on Moonshot. To not be a rug, essentially. So it will a brief overview
Yeah.
because I'll have Maj or JB kind of explain that. It's a brief overview of
Okay.
the top 50 holders will be able to get money, but I want to explain more on what does a fan get. I mean, again, merchandise that's not available elsewhere. Certain ticket offerings, which will provide discounts. Like back, I mean, obviously they still have backstage items and whatnot, but
So I'm just gonna like so I'm just gonna like give a simple, like I think
go
a
ahead.
simple answer to this question. So yeah, the fans are in for a lot. The fans are in for a lot. Pinata. Basically, we plan on having when we have artists come on in the app in the future, these fans will get tickets for free, right? Like there's a way that due to if you have the Bitcoin, you basically could purchase this fans tickets with the Bit token, right? Most of the merchandise of these fans. Imagine you've got like a Beyonce, maybe there's basically a Beyonce's wig to the ladies that you love of Beyonce or LeBron James sneakers, and it's basically on the merchandise store, and you could get it as a Beats fan, So it's just like getting this guy's merchandise, getting to them first, before most of the ticket gets sold out, you get to like have these tickets on for free, and you get to buy them for Beats token, right? So that is basically just the little to what the fans can get from Beat. So I think I've answered that question, and we have answered the question. We're just gonna go to the next question, and this question is by Jerry, and Jerry says, he says, would the NFT have monetary value? Would the NFTs have monetary value? So to you, that's your question, though.
Um, I mean yeah, because some people, so there's gonna be different variations of them. Um, so I want to say, how do I word that? So say there's only a certain amount. So like again, the exclusivity. Like okay, well I'm just gonna let you guys know in advance here. So I'm going to be dropping a lot of my items on the website, and you guys will be able to redeem an NFT based on this. So yes, there will be there will be a floor, there will be incentive to get one, and early access people. I mean, it's gonna be, yeah, there will be value. Monitor your mic.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to take this one. So guys, the NFTs are going to be valued at a very, very good price. Now, the plan for the NFT is this. We have thought of it that basically I'm going to give an example of an artist like Davido, right? Now, Davido is a Nigerian artist which a lot of people know. And there's the chain that is always used to, it's called the 30 BG chain. Now, that chain can be monetized into an NFT on our platform, or we have their albums, right, into NFTs. Now, if there's an album of an artist coming up, maybe in upper week or next week, now we've got like it's just like I know a few months back in the crypto space, there was something that something happened. No, it's not, basically, I think a few weeks back or so. I don't know. There is celebrity token, all celebrity meme tokens. That was like the trend back then, and all these guys, most celebrities, were creating tokens. Davido did some. Ice Prince also did token. All these guys just created token and they pumped, boom, boom, boom. But it later dumped. Now, so we are coming into the system, bringing all these guys merchandise, bringing their valuables, bringing them into the NFT world, creating them as NFT for you guys to buy off. So trust me, when you have Davido's chain as your NFT, trust me, you know how much worth that value is. When you have Drake's car or you have got Drake's house as an NFT, you know the value. So definitely your NFTs is going to worth a lot of money. So we're going to go to the next question, and it's from Pinata. Pinata says, with the evolving of BeatCoin, there is bound to be external aggression from record labels as this hampers their institution. Now the question is this: he said, what would be done in the face of such threats? That is a big question for me, and I think I'm just going to give it a few answers before Teal goes. The goal, right, is to not be a competition, is to be an help, right? In the Bible, I think Eve was created to be an helpmate for Adam. Now, what we're going to be doing for these guys is to show them that creator life matters. Right, we're not just gonna be coming in as a competition to them. No, we're gonna be coming because basically we're gonna be partnering with a lot of record labels later in the future. We're gonna be, because most of those record labels have the artists we need. So we're not in any way going to be in a competition with them, or we're gonna be destroying their institution. No, that institution has been before we were ever born. Trust me, the idea of record labels, being owned by people has been before, like I think way back in the 90s, right? So we can't just come from nowhere and just like push them sideways. No, what we are building is that we're giving the creators edge, right? We're giving them an edge to be better. We're giving them an edge to own their own songs. So the record labels still have their things to do. Now the record label is there for them, for their visibility, for other things. We are just gonna be here to give them the right future for their own songs, the ability of ownership. So Tio, you can answer the question if you go on, bro.
No, you probably hit that pretty well.
Okay, good. So yeah, Tio, I think the next question here goes thus. I think this is from Jerry. Okay, Jerry. So Jerry says, token. Oh my God. So sorry, Jerry says, artist token, creating token for artists is to help them. So why is there some exclusion of some certain content of artists which can't be purchased with their token? I don't understand this question. It's a bit. I think the words are not put together. Jerry, please could you rephrase your question? It's a bit not put together. So we're gonna go to Pinata. Pinata still got more questions for us. Now, so Pinata says, is there anything done in terms of concerts? I mean, would BeatCoin be involved in organizing concerts involving 2 or more artists? So like I said, these are the works of the record label. These are the works of the record label. We basically are not coming into, but in future we might have something to do with that. It depends on our expansion and our reach, right? But what we're planning to do is we're just attacking the ownership, the right of these guys, the rights of creators. You owning a song and you're just having 2% of your song coming to you as an artist, which is not even feeding you. It's not feeding no family. It's not doing shit for you. So what we're just doing is we're fighting for the right of these guys. Okay, you could have your song come out and you could have about just 50% of your money, come back to you, right? I think that's a very beautiful thing, that having a percentage of money coming to you. So well, basically at the moment we are not planning for concert. The only thing we are planning for concert with this artist is the tickets. Right, when this artist is going to host a concert, there's going to be an exclusion of tickets on the BeatCoin platform. Imagine Drake is having a concert, or Pop Smoke. No, Pop Smoke is there. Sorry, bro. Maybe Kendrick Lamar is having a concert in. Bro, you ain't coming across the fire, man. I'm just gonna say, if an artist is having a concert anywhere, and there's gonna be like a budgeted amount of tickets, given to the fans they have on BeatCoin. So that is the only thing that we have planned for the fans. So definitely you see that the fans have a lot to benefit, even more than the creators themselves. Right? Aside the fans supporting the creators, now the fans are what the fuck. So the fans are gonna be like in front, or as they're gonna be like the first guys of this artist. So yeah, we're moving on to the next question. Okay, so yeah, Jerry says, would each artist have a specific amount of token supply? Okay, that's a good question from my end.
That'd be up to them. As far as I
Would you
know.
mind answering your question?
Yeah. Yeah. You just can't mute your mic when I talk.
You just can't mute your mic when I talk. Yes. Okay, so
Well. Go for
yeah,
it.
it's gonna be a total supply of the artist. Oh, are you there? Are you there, Till? Should I go on? Can you hear me, Till?
Just go ahead. You're fine.
Okay, bro. Okay, good. So yeah, in the future, in the nearest future from now, an artist or an artist is gonna own part of the token supply. But at the moment, right now, we've not brought out that features, right? So I think when we have the app creation, we're going to talk more about that. We're going to give more extensive details on that. We're going to have the team come together and put up a few, I think a certain percentage that these guys are going to have. Definitely, these guys are going to have, it's going to be a creator's supply. It's going to be a fan supply. So each fan in the community is going to have a supply of the token, while same applies to the creators or the artists. These guys are going to have also the producers. They're going to have also a part, in the token supply. So yeah, I think that answers the question. So we've got more questions to go. So yeah, I think okay. So okay, I think this question. Okay, I think this question is from X. It says artists use platforms like Instagram and Twitter to communicate with their fans in real time. Will BeatCoin be integrating such features, or maybe collaborating with already existing platforms? Now, I think we've said it all. I think there's a path that we are getting to, that we're headed to, which Till is going to. I think that part is going to answer the question. That's the part where the tokenomics come up, the part where the roadmap is going to be mentioned and all those things. So definitely we're going to be collaborating with these guys, with the Instagram, TikTok, the likes of them, Twitter and all. But BeatCoin is going to have a app where creators can basically do a meet and greet. They could have a call, they could have a chat, you could basically support your fans by giving them more beats. It's just gonna be like there's this thing they do on TikTok. It's called the live session on TikTok. There's also gonna be a live session availability on BeatCoin. These guys, you could basically support your creators by giving them a particular worth of your tokens, and helping them. This is also something that we have in plan. So yeah, trust me, as much as we're going to be collaborating with Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and all the other social medias already existing, BeatCoin is also planning to bring its own somehow look social media, right? I would not say I'm not going to call it a social media, because if it's going to be an app where beats gets big and bigger. So yeah, that is that. So I think that answers the question. So I think Jerry has his question restructured, and we're just gonna ask the question. So it says, "Sorry about that. Why is some artist content excluded from being purchased with artist token, but rather Bitcoin?" For me, it feels like having a centralized authority over their assets. Okay, Theo, I think this one's for you.
Let me read it.
You mean right, Masha?
Okay, I'm gonna shoot back the answers again. So Jerry says, "Sorry about that." He said, "Why is some artist content excluded for being purchased with artist token?" I mean, I think he's saying, why is there gonna be some artist
Yeah.
content not being purchased with the beat token? So what he's saying is, it feels like we're having a centralized authority over the assets. What are we planning to do to that? That's the question.
Yeah, so if you could, your mic echoes when I talk. Thank you. So yeah, so you're asking why some artists excluded from being purchased with artist token, but rather BeatCoin. It doesn't have to 100% be BeatCoin, but what it does is you're going to get a cheaper discount if that's going to be utilized. And that's why we're going to have, which was supposed to be added into here, but it just didn't have time, of lowering the dollar amount of owning Bitcoin and using that to purchase items from another artist. And the reason why we're trying to avoid using the artist tokens is because of we want their token to maintain value. And that's the biggest thing, is to hold on to their tokens. And then the artists might have, again, like if they own maybe a portion of their tokens, they might have incentive based items like a VIP package, or they'll fly. I mean, these are just examples. They'll fly you down and spend a day before the concert with them, and just exclusive items where you want to hold on to their tokens, and others will too. And then in the grand scheme, if people hold, you have a higher chance of, I mean, you can sell, of course, of making a larger profit or having your tokens be worth more in general.
Yeah, so that's like basically the downflow of everything. The artists are gonna be having just a few artists, like basically the top three best artists in the world. These guys just gonna be having like a VIP section, because I feel like at some point, I think the team is gonna just have to decide more on this, because I feel like at some point, like the level of work these artists put into Bitcoin, or they put into creation of content, depends on the level of stage, or the stage that they might actually have their content out on. So yeah, it just depends. It's gonna be most times it's gonna just depend on the level of content they, the much effort of content they put out to these things. So yeah, I think that answers your question. So yeah, Theo, you're just gonna go to the tokenomics and the roadmap, and if we have some more questions, we're just gonna ask it, and if not, I think we're just gonna call it a day. So yeah, let's go on, guys. We hope you all
Yeah,
are having a nice time.
we'll speed up a little bit. But I do want to bring up the NFT thing again. So yeah, when an artist comes on, we're gonna have special NFTs of certain products and or the person, different variations. And then on top of that, we're gonna have early adopters also have uh, specialized NFTs. So I mean, we want to. Oh, you're good with that question. We kind of want users to be engaging. So having that and being a part of the community is a big thing with NFTs too. And with that, so I'm going to be releasing, I have a bunch of, like I said, my own content or a collection, and I'm going to share it quick. It'll be real fast. of items that I own, and I'm going to put a lot of it up for you guys to purchase if you would like. And a lot of them are signed material. And what we can do here is make, so like say for instance, this is technically one item. My update didn't save, so I'll just go on to Taylor Swift. We all know Taylor Swift. So I have her TTPD, the Tortured Poets Department CD. I know too much about her that I use the acronym. But it's hand signed too for her. So like this would be a one of one item. So you'd have kind of just an exclusive NFT of that, and it's gonna be probably worth more than something like a Camellia Cabello. I think I'm saying that right. Exclusive signed CD. But we want to make one for each and multiple. So like if there's multiple items of one, we're gonna try to make them obviously unique and have higher up. I mean, like you know how the rankings go of specialty, so there'll be some certain features added to each NFT, and some may get that special one, and it's just all gonna be randomized. But this is a collection I have currently. I have a lot. I just want to briefly go through it so you guys have an idea. I'm going to be releasing this majority of the stuff online. Like a bunch of the items I have are signed and or very, very limited. As you can see, like Charlie XEX only had 4,500s of a certain vinyl and only 3,000 with this one. And then I tried just getting some names out here. Okay. And then the weekend. And then I have a bunch of stuff on pre-order. Sabrina Carpenter, Miranda Lambert. I don't know how many people know Suki Waterhouse, but apparently that's a big name. Sparkle Muffin Vinyl. Katy Perry. Nelly. I mean, we got the Lumineers. I'm sure many of you guys know them. And like these are all signed. All signed. Coldplay. I have so many variations of them. And then there's other items that are not signed, but like some of these too, again, are limited edition. Oh, I didn't save this. Updated one. And then there's additional stuff just like Taylor Swift stuff you can buy. Billie Eilish, Olivia Rodrigo, like these are big names. Like they're gonna be available. I'll let you guys buy them. Probably just a little more than what I paid for to help cover shipping. But I'm gonna have these available because some of these are even hard to find. As they like already been sold out. Especially the Post Malone stuff that just came out. And then Glass Animals, I'm sure you guys know them. The song Heat Waves. So this Dreamland edition is a Heat Waves album, and then their new album down below, Lupe Fiasco. So like this is only 300 copies made. Like some of these are very, very highly sought after items. And same with even Eminem stuff. That stuff is hard to get. And then I just have some random merchandise, and it so happens to be Taylor Swift. So I just want to bring that up and then kind of show you guys the items I have. I mean, I have more too. I forgot what I bought today, but I want to have a good collection, at least just to get started on the website. If people want to kind of just drive attention to the website and even start using and kind of maybe fixing some kinks out if we have kinks. So it's going to be tested. And then again, how is this going to benefit the BeatCoin? So I don't know if this is stated. I actually have a picture of this. It's on our website. So there's like one thing I did want to add in. Let me see if I can open this. So these are items that, geez, looks bad. Items you want to add, a fee structure. So it's gonna, like, this is going to depend too on musician to musician or artist to artist of what percentage of fee they get per transaction. And ours been just to allow some, basically kind of get a deal done per se. So as we stated before, they wouldn't, like, the musician will not have to use their token. It would not lose value. Because this is where we're coming into play to solve the issue. And they can still do everything they wanted to while maintaining their price. So like it's almost incentivizing them to either hold the token or even buy more, and future releases can be dropped. Like they could just drop some random recent signed items. Like, so it's kind of like we want them to, I mean, again, longevity, we want them to hold it. And then kind of like the money part of, if they buy, so say they buy using BeatCoin, we have a wallet set up for that, and it won't hurt our value. It'll be withdrawn like every 2 weeks, every month, and a portion of that is going to go into BeatCoin itself. Some of it's going to go to marketing. I mean, it's going to be suctioned out, but it's still going to be reinvested back into the token. So I just want to make that clear that we're not, like, if it's purchased with it and it's staying in our wallet, it's not going to decrease the value. It's still going to be there. So I just want to bring that to attention. And then I could probably hustle up on a few of these. I got a cough. Okay, so obviously the reason why I picked Solana, again, high throughput, low fees, and scalability. So they're fast, secure, very cost effective, and it's one of the biggest, I'd say, growing blockchains out there. So that's going to be huge, especially in the music industry too. I don't think, I mean, I could be wrong, but I think majority, almost all big names use Solana. So let's move on to tokenomics. So the current total supply that we have on Moonshot is 1 billion. And when we first started, 15 to 20% of the tokens were supposed to be burned. So there was only going to be, I mean, 80% to 85%, 85% to 80 of tokens available. And I don't know if you want to go into this, Majo, and explain, because I found this yesterday and I noticed there was a change in Moonshot. And this actually is a really, I think, a really great idea that they joined with another another company. Do you want to explain that, Majo or JB?
Okay. So, yes, I think the thing about the token is a bit simple. We currently have Moonshot change their policies. There were supposed to be a few percentage of the bonds, right? It was also about 15 to 20% of the token, but I think they actually had to change their policy and just made it look like, okay, just trading things up. So to Bitcoin or to Bit token, I think what we have on ground pertaining to the token supply at the moment, it can be bought. I don't know. I don't know. But we're coming up with a new way to like get things done, so we could increase the price of the token, and also put out more marketing plans for Bit. So I think that's it.
Yeah, I was going to explain. So there's a new program that they teamed up with, or website or project, however you want to call it, where it prevents people from writing from the community. And I mean, we had to reach docs for this to happen first, but what it does is it gives it. We're going to have to write it out in detail because I think it came out like a few days ago. So we were trying to look into this more and just really didn't have time to dive in and kind of explain it. And essentially, there's a way to stake the top 50 holders. I think regardless will get 70% of, it's called like dynamic something, and they get 70% of the, so say you own 10%, they get 70% times 10%, and that's kind of what their rewards are. And don't know how often that reward would be given out either. It looked like it was still being updated, their documents on the back end. But it has a really good incentive of, it gives me an incentive. It makes me hold on, and I can lock. I I really want to lock my liquidity, and I wish I could right now. Um, but I guess we're technically called a pre-sale on Moonshot since we're not on DEX. So I would love to do that, but what this platform will do is you can lock your liquidity and actually earn money from locking it. So this will go out to the dev and the top 50 holders. So the amount of percentage you own times 70% is kind of, that actually is the percentage fee that you would get rewarded. So you'd be making money. We got to look more into that, and we'll provide an update because they literally just changed this. I was looking into it earlier, and then last night when we were on a call, we reviewed this and noticed that the verbiage has changed, and it's not what we thought it was. So we're going to be doing some digging on that, and we'll have an update pretty quick on that because that will incentivize users to buy in early. Um, so, and it's called Meteora, so like meteor with an A. I don't know how you really say that. So that's kind of what we're looking into. So let me just break it out here of the tokenomics, and then our roadmap, and we're basically done. We can answer any questions at the end because this is kind of taking long, so I apologize. So 30% is going to be allocated. I mean, So this is all when we reach DEX, because we can't really do much as of locking stuff right now. 30% allocated for public sale for everyone to grab. It's a strong market presence, and we can get more people involved in the token. So then for the BeatCoin team and advisors, we're going to have, I mean, these are subject to change, around 15% of the tokens and vested over time. And this will help us hold our tokens longer, of course. I mean, you don't want to be seeing the higher up people selling. It's kind of like a stock company. You don't want to see the CEO selling. So some of us will have us lock our tokens, which I will be doing majority of mine, for long-term, growth. And then 50% development fund. So this is just ongoing growing and almost like it's almost like marketing in a way, but making new, working with partnerships, growth initiatives, basically areas to grow, and figuring out how we can add that to BeatCoin, and just basically stay on top of the ball, and we won't be left behind. So we want, as technology goes, everyone knows this. If you're stuck in the 1990s and you aren't up to date, you're screwed. So we want to stay on top of everything, be up to date, try to get any partnerships that are involved, and make that useful. And the number one thing I always want to do is make it very easy for the end user to comprehend and understand. So there might be some items down the road where we are able to do that. Community rewards and staking, which some of this actually is part of Meteora. I don't even know how to say it. So you can allocate your tokens to reward the community through staking, engagement incentives, and promotional activities. So this helps build and maintain our loyal user base. So we want to have, I always think of everyone in here as like friends, and this is kind of a way of doing it too, is having faith and basically, having everyone loyal, trusting the process. And you can stake your tokens for however long you want, but it depends on how long you stake for. You won't get as much, of course. Marketing and partnerships. This is a big one. So, I mean, we're already doing some of this right now. So it's just tokens that are reserved for marketing efforts, influencer partnerships, and promotional activities. So again, this will help reach and build a strong brand presence. So this would be more larger scale, but we are already in talks with quite a few influencers. And then we do want to make, I'm trying to time this out right. So like we have a steady foundation, and we can market at the same time. So I am trying to get that exactly at the right point. And I know many people have mentioned Spybox, but I want to look at basically a bunch of Telegram based ones and see first off that platform kind of what's the best one that works and gives the best reach. Because like as many of you probably know, you see ads on Deck Screener, but it's $300 for 10,000 views, and you know how many people that just overlook those or have ad blocker on, like you don't even see them. So that's just like throwing money down the drain right there. So more to come on that. The reserve and liquidity pool. So we'll have a small percentage, about 5%, for unforeseen needs or to bolster liquidity on DEX. This reserve also serves as a buffer for price stability. So, I mean, we hope we don't need to grab it, but it will be in a liquidity pool for a certain amount of time, and we can grab it if needed. Really don't want to, because then that adds more tokens, but I mean, that's just something you always have to have. And then the last one is ecosystem fund. So we're going to set aside, again, these are rough numbers, 5% of tokens to support our future ecosystem initiatives like grants, new feature developments, and partnerships with other projects. So that could, I mean, with other projects, as in, I mean, say there's a large music opera or whatever of some sort. We could do a little partnership with them and maybe host something and sponsor, etc. with that. So we want to, always be innovative and adaptable. Like I said before, we don't want to be stagnant. We want to keep going, stay with trend, and keep adapting. And then this is kind of just the layout of the chart, where you can see how majority of this is spread out. Public sales covers a large portion. And the next 30% is team advisors and developing. 10% will be allocated towards staking, which we got to figure out that part just with the new system that Moonshot came out with. And then you can see marketing partnerships. I mean, that needs to be a good percentage because we need to, we got to get the word out. So this is all on our website too, if you ever need to see it, and we will always let the community know if we made revisions, and there will be a section that shows the revisions and what was added. So like I said before, staking and rewards. Holders can stake their Bitcoins to earn rewards, incentivizing long-term holding and participation in the network. Future NFT releases. Maybe we had this too low in the white paper, but in addition to what BeatCoin offers, we plan to release many series of exclusive NFTs that offer unique benefits and experiences for token holders. These NFTs will be tied to special music-related content and events, providing another layer of engagement and value with our system. So a lot of that we've already discussed. And so one thing that would be really cool too, I was thinking, is say you go to a concert and you want an NFT of the ticket. It'd be kind of cool to have. Maybe some people just want to have that. But yeah, we covered a lot of that already. And then the token burn and liquidity migration. So this was what they originally had. So, and this is now like 432 SOL we have to reach, which is about $63,000. to reach decentralized exchange. And then that 50 to 20% of the 1 billion, so it would be 150 million to 200 million, would be burned. So then there'd be less coins and provide more value. So the rest of the tokens would be migrated to Radium, and then we can do liquidity and make it a lot easier for users to trade, because Moonshot it's hard to trade with. I think we all been down that road. It's not straightforward, and it's really hard. It's just hard to use. And then from that, I can embed a trading item in here on our website to make it easier. So you don't even have to go out to the exchange. It'll be right in the website. So we have use cases, and then we got the roadmap, and then we're essentially done. So use cases, merchandise sales, musicians can sell items. And again, this is just a general idea. Vinyl records, CDs, clothing, signed memorabilia directly to fans using BeatCoin. Exclusive content, where they can have exclusive digital content that might be like unreleased songs, which it does say there, unreleased tracks, behind the scenes footage, and VIP access to events. So I mean that like the options, again, they're seriously endless of what the artist can provide, and I guess what they're capable of doing, because sometimes they're busy, they got lives too. And then fan engagement. So we can create unique fan experiences such as meet and greets, special promotions, and definitely a lot of giveaways, I will say. We'll be doing a lot of giveaways. So, and that might be where the NFT comes into place too. You have to have an NFT to enter. And then our roadmap, which we had our awesome designer Hassan create for us, which I think some of you guys might have seen this in chat. So our first phase 1 here is projected to end at the end of the year at the latest. I mean, the way we set these up too is we put these a little longer than anticipated, just in case you run into anything, and if we get to it beforehand, then we start the next phase early. Like, you just want to be prepared in case stuff goes wrong. It's just, you can't have everything work as intended. Otherwise, I mean, congratulations, kudos if you do. So, website development, I've been working on that a lot more. White paper release, that's continually getting updated. It will be at a good state once we finalize. I mean, there's just some curveballs that have been thrown our way. Social awareness campaign, so the marketing, we'll be doing that, and with influencers. And Dice milestone, like that shouldn't be difficult for us to reach. We're halfway there almost. And then market cap achievement, and then those two go hand in hand, and so does token migration to Radium. So essentially, it's just getting the DEX, and the token migration actually might be Meteora instead of Radium. So more to come on that part. That Meteora is going to be huge if we can utilize that. So phase 2. So after we get out of DEX, or say once we get to DEX, we can do so much more now. I should probably list honestly that I'm locking like a certain percentage of my tokens. But establishing music industry partnerships, which we're kind of in the stage of doing that already, but we need to clean things up first and get more community engagement. Just a few things of growth. Our idea's there. We just need to execute it. A launch exclusive music NFTs, integrate with music platforms, and then reach a centralized exchange. So your Mexi or CoinGecko. So that won't end until the second quarter of next year. So that's about six months away. And then our phase 3, which is going to be probably my favorite one. We're going to eventually have a Discord server. And there's going to be, because some people like Discord over Telegram. Telegram's just the most commonly used because that's just what many crypto people use. So we're gonna have a Discord server, and I'm very knowledgeable with that. I can write bots in there, so it'll be very nice. And then we'll have a section for exclusive NFT holders that will have access to certain privileges and areas of the Discord server. Enhance liquidity and trading via centralized exchange, and then develop user engagement application. So I do want to shed some light on that. So with the application, this is kind of where I think someone asked kind of the purpose of BeatCoin, or not the purpose, but like more engagement. So like with the application, we have a lot in mind. Like you can integrate your wallet, of course. And this where the marketplace for the NFTs come into play. Only the app, you can have exclusive content and certain experiences. Token staking and a rewards program. So like some of these might be repeated, but available to do within the app. Real-time analytics and tracking of the token. Social features and community building. So basically like a full-on chat. And you can interact with other people. Push notifications and updates. That's going to be a big one too. So say like I'm going to keep using Post Malone as an example. So say he releases another item and I might be interested in, you get an update for that right away. And there only might be, let's say, a limited amount, so you want to get to that right away. Virtual meet and greets too. It'd be a lot easier with an application. And this is one item, and that's why it's in phase 3, is essentially real worn artist items. So say they were at a concert and they had on a pair of sneakers or something like that, we would purchase that off of them. And or they might sell them themselves to be, I guess people would pay to have those certain items, and essentially have a picture of the concert just for verification reasons. Like you wouldn't need to have someone actually like dive into it and whatnot. You'd have a picture or a video of the concert of someone's jacket or shoes or hat. an easier way to purchase event tickets, and then in-app governance voting. So like I said before, the top, each person has their own weight of voting based on how much they own. So it'll be all within an application, and it'll be very nice to have, but you can't get to step 3 until you meet steps 1 and 2. So we can't get ahead of ourselves. And this part is going to take a while, the application. So we had this set for a total of a year, and that's only because of the application portion. And we might be able to work around that and start moving on to phase 4, because phase 4 will be an ongoing thing. There's not really an end date. Phase 4 is hosting in-person community events. Like we would have our own event, like say, I'm just going to use Dubai, and we would have live artists come in play at a concert. So hopefully we'd be big enough by then where we can start doing some of these activities. And it's also, I guess, a meet and greet with us as well, fans, holders. And that could be something we do before that. Secure sponsorships to enhance event experiences. So provide additional resources and increase brand visibility. So just getting our name out there, and again, once we're large enough, sponsor some events and just spreading the world, or spreading the name. Kind of like you see crypto.com. I mean, that's a whole different thing. You see that on race cars and whatnot, but it gets an idea. Just continually spread the word. Continue developing new features and community-driven initiatives. We want again, not to stay stagnant. We always want to be up to date, and we want our users to feel like we're actually growing and making updates and keeping people involved. So there'll be a lot more bigger driven events for the community. NFT releases and collaborations with artists, and this will essentially deepen the fan engagement and token utility. So these might be additional NFT releases, or again, like you could have one NFT where you end up meeting that artist that you bought an item for. So like there's a possibility for a lot to be done with the NFTs. And then finally, monitor market trends and adjust strategies to ensure ongoing growth and sustainability. So the one thing I've been hammering the whole time is be on top of everything and continue to grow. And then the rest is, I mean, kind of closing of, like, we're not just a cryptocurrency. We're a movement to empower musicians, redefine how they're interacting with their fans, more engagement, more engagement. By providing a decentralized platform with low transaction fees, money, innovative NFT opportunities, sustainable token value, and BeatCoin is poised to transform the music industry as a whole for better and long-term growth for both artists and fans. So we could really see this actually benefiting a lot of record labels that might adapt to this, which I don't see why they haven't yet. But I mean, it's a touchy subject with crypto in general. So and refunds might be a little difficult too for them on that part. So that's kind of the end of that. And
That was love. That was love, and it
it's
was nice. It was nice.
yeah, it's overwhelming. Um,
I know.
but it gives an idea
I feel like
of what we're
oh,
going for.
I think it's the best thing to do because a lot of people just come in and just buy and they just sell. Basically, these guys don't know the fundamentals of what they're building on, right? And this AMA is just it. Imagine, look at our goddamn website. So beautiful, guys. I love what we put into this by the team, by I know and the team. uh Myself and the team, we are putting in a lot of work, and trust me guys, it's going to be good. So yeah, basically I'm just gonna give a few, as we're gonna end we'll be ending the AMA soon. And I think, yeah, we would also share the rewards after the AMA. We'll give an announcement to that once the team has discussed about it. I think thank you very much, Till, for that amazing rundown of the white paper for the community. Beautiful website there, guys. Can you all see the website? Man,
It needs
Till, you're
touch up. I appreciate it. I need to touch it up a little bit, but
bro,
I
whatever you're
mean,
talking up is up already, man.
yeah, it is. But it's a big thing. It's like going into a
Mhm.
store. What do you see
Yeah.
right away?
Guys, yeah,
You see the glass windows. That tells you right away
yeah,
what it's
bro.
about. So I want
This is
I this is a big thing for me, is the website part.
yeah,
And it tells a
it's
story
fucking
right
big.
away. So, and
So,
then
guys,
these are just sample things too, by the way.
I mean, we're gonna add more things in it, and the store is going to be bigger. Guys, we just buying things off a little bit, so we're gonna have more things added to the store. You guys are gonna be able to buy both international and local goods, right? We're gonna have all these things added soon enough. So yeah, guys. Um, I think it's a nice one having you guys together as one family, one big project. I think there's a question that involves OTC one. This is Jerry. Jerry asked. He says, "Is there going to be an OTC deal?" I'm just gonna take the question and we end things here. Guys, you guys should all look out for. We're gonna have a Twitter Space session, AMA session,
Yeah,
where we'll basically also be discussing about the white paper soon. So you all stay tuned and have your eyes on the box,
yeah,
on the
and
prize.
this
Sorry.
yeah, and this is gonna be the only time we do like everything's gonna be on Twitter after this. I mean, we might do
Yeah, yeah.
small things in Telegram, but this was just a one-time thing for the current community members to hop in and kind of ask questions, because you guys have been with this journey kind of for a little bit, and
Yeah,
there's a
they've
lot
been
of things we've
interesting.
been yeah, we've been doing a lot in the back end that really
Yeah.
haven't been spoken. So we really wanted to use this time, and I appreciate you guys staying on for this long call. So,
So yeah,
um,
Jerry asked the question about if there's gonna be a over-the-counter deal. I mean, like we said, Jerry, there basically would be an OTC deal, and that would not be for an individual. Why? Because when we have somebody buy a part of there's gonna be a 1% rule to the OCC deal. But we basically are gonna discuss about that when the time comes with the community. Because we're gonna have frequent text EMA sessions. We're gonna have frequent Twitter spaces, so you all could come up and ask questions about the new advancement of Beat. I mean, like Till said, there's gonna be a current change to the white paper. So yeah, there's gonna be a OTC deal, but for creators and for fans, I think the creator is gonna have a percentage of the token supply. So also with the fan. So these guys might not be able to have an OTC deal, but we're gonna have other investors come in that are not fans, and they basically also also are not creators. They just might probably be a partner or something like that. So yeah, these guys are gonna have a percentage of the token supply. So yeah, but if it's coming from the fans or from the creators, I don't think we're gonna have that because these guys already own a percentage of the token. So yeah, I think that's understandable. So guys, thank you very much. It's
I do
weekend.
have, yeah, I got one. I just got one thing. So this is
Okay,
how we
okay.
set it up. It's This is the last thing we're talking about, unless someone really has some. Um, this is just the buying process of how we would pay with crypto. So we have our credit card, Chop Pay, and Solana Pay. So you'll be redirected once you hit Pay Now. Sorry, this is going in and out. I kind of did a weird little function. And this is where you can connect your wallet and pay in crypto. So we can even get BeatCoin added to this, but we have to reach DEX as well. So DEX is really our main thing, and you can see other coins around here already too. So I just want to make that clear that it's possible. It took me a long time to figure all the stuff out and find the right website and just finding everything. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Theo.
So yeah.
I Captain. So we've got everything settled in. You guys just stick with us, stick around, believe as you've always done. It's going to be the first ever integration into the Solana ecosystem of music, of a music industry, different from the record labels that you guys know. And I think we're gonna be the first guys to do this great deal. So yeah, you all should just sit back, get your best music on, uh, get coffee, get tea, get juice, alcohol, pods, whatever you all love, and you stick around and you watch us move, right? So basically, I'm gonna bring a reference to something that is a bit affecting the team in a way. The team have decided that each and everybody should work for their bags, right? So we would be implementing a certain activity, or I would not call it a rule. I would say just like we're implementing a certain procedures for sorry, for y'all to basically work for your bags, and it's that simple and that very simple. So please make sure you're always active in the chat. Work for your bag. Always raid projects. Come to the project and drop your raid, and we are gonna follow you, or we're gonna raid the project wherever you're raiding at. So yeah, guys. So please and please, another thing. If you enjoyed the AMA section, I mean, it's been a bit long. I mean, sorry, we didn't come with coffee, we didn't come with drinks or popcorns. Next AMA, we're gonna bring popcorn, and you all are gonna be served real hot. So,
It
so if
won't it
you
won't
enjoyed,
be as long. I'll tell you that.
yeah, I know. So if you enjoy the AMA session, please do well to this is gonna be a part of what is gonna a criteria to giving out the rewards to you all, right? So if you enjoy the AMA session, make sure you tweet about what you learned in the AMA today on your Twitter account, on your social medias, whichever it might be, and send them to the group. Then that way we'll be able to process the winner of the reward and share the rewards to everybody. So at the moment, make sure that you go to your Twitter, write about what you learned about the AMA, tag Beat. You could tag me on Twitter, you could tag Beat on Twitter. Basically, just do something unique, and you could come up on Telegram and drop and say, "Yo, this is what I wrote about Beat. And this is what I felt the AMA session was drawing to me." Basically, everybody's got something that is making them, love the AMA session. So if you've got a friend as a creator, you also could tell them and say, "Yo, bro, I've got something cooking. You could join us. You could hit us up. It's actually very good for you all to start from the scratch. Than I think there's more access from the scratch than starting at the top, or that's it. So as we're going to be having more, we have some marketing plans, which I think we'll be discussing later on because we're ending the call very soon. One of the marketing plans we have is to meet a top artist. Yes, I would not give. I'm not going to spill the tea at the moment. I don't think we should spill the tea at the moment. We're gonna have. We're basically already in talk with a friend that is close to a top artist, right? And we are going to be integrating the artist into the project. So yeah, you all stay tuned. You all be chilled. You all also look out for the best coming up. So there's no question. If you've got no question at the moment, we're just going to be ending the call very soon. I don't know. I'm going to allow JB and Tio to just give a word of advice, or basically just a word of benediction, and we end the program. Okay, Tio, go on. If you just have anything to say, just quick, and we've got JB going to talk, and we're going to end it.
Honestly, I just want to thank you guys for your time and commitment and being part of the community, trusting everything. And I mean, we have to. I mean, we're a team, and we have to grow as a team too. At the beginning here, yeah, we have marketing stuff coming. We have a damn good name that I think every person probably in the chat knows. But we have to make some strides before that, and that's why we're kind of asking for a little more help too on engagement, like just retweeting and yeah, just helping a little bit more with that, and that's what I got. I mean, I appreciate you guys all being here and with everything that's going on, so I do thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tio. That's a big thank you from Tio to you all. JB, do you have anything to say before we rock the space, as they say on Twitter? Okay, I think JB is not with us at the moment. We're just gonna say a very big thank you from the team to you, the listeners, to you, the investor, and also to you, our favorite fan to be. So do well to not forget that we are going to be picking the reward owners, or the reward. We're gonna give it out reward incentive to whoever finishes the task of writing about what you learned in the AMA on their Twitter account. It's gonna be so much fun. So with no further ado, we're just gonna end the session now. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for joining. It's lovely having you guys up here. Mwah. Shout out, guys. We'll see you again on the next Twitter space. Good day.
Have a good day, y'all. Thank you for joining.